Hi, good evening, everyone. Happy start of the weekend. We're meeting again for this foundations course. The topic for the rest of the sessions is call to action. Call to action. And today we're specifically talking about becoming a peace hero, and YSB is dominating. We're having a lot of different speakers from YSB tonight and to hear about the action that they're taking. But first of all, we're going to have some icebreakers. So let's start with the most fun questions again. So how are you feeling today? There are different choices. Everything is awesome. If it was scale 1 to 10, I am 11, like a potato. Good, thank you for asking. Which one of these is you tonight? So click one of these answers, which mostly resembles how you're feeling tonight on this Friday evening. Okay, most people are feeling like a potato. That's okay. And everybody else is feeling kind of okay. By the end of this evening, everybody's going to feel on scale 11. Next question. Which drink are you? Tea, because I'm gentle and warm like a hug. Black coffee, because I'm cooler than everyone else. Matcha, because I'm healthy and even cooler. Water, because I'm simple. Coca-Cola, because bubbles tickle my mouth. Which of these drinks do you identify with? Okay. And the winner, okay, actually they're quite equal. We have a lot of black coffees and cool people and simple people and bubbles tickling the mouth. That's good. Good to have various kinds of drinks and a mixture of different people. Okay, next question. Are you in a Christmassy mood? I look away when I see Christmas decorations. On a scale from elf to Santa Claus, I am red-nosed reindeer. Only for the presents. Yeah, sure, why not? Where are you at? Choose the option which you feel like mostly resembles you. You can see I'm in a Christmas mood from my earrings, but how Christmassy are you tonight? Okay, the answer is you're kind of in the Christmas mood, and some people look away from Christmas decorations. Well, it's the first Advent this Sunday, so maybe you'll get more into the Christmassy mood as time goes on. And a few red-nosed reindeers also among us. Okay, and then we're going to have a small introduction to the first speaker of tonight. How many languages does Mr. Koji Matsuda speak? Probably 2. 1, God's language. 3, Korean, Japanese, and English. Or 4, Spanish as well. Which one of this is the correct answer also? Maybe there could be several ones. Hazard a guess to get to know our first speaker tonight. 1, God's language. Okay, well, people have a great faith in Mr. Koji Matsuda. The correct answer is 4, though. He also speaks Spanish in addition to Korean, English, and Japanese. We're going to hear him tonight in English, although maybe some people will hear God's language as well. Okay, so thanks everyone again for joining, and yeah, really nice to see everyone. You can turn on your cameras as well. It's really nice to see you as well, to see your faces and not just your names. And we're going to have an opening prayer first before we get into our first talk. So please join me in prayer. Okay, good evening, Heavenly Parent. Thank you so much for this Friday evening that we can spend again together with brothers and sisters. We're really grateful that we also have always speakers that take the time to share with us about their knowledge and wisdom and experiences. And we pray that we can also learn from this and get inspiration and also experience your guidance through all the different speakers. And that we can, maybe practice some new habits or understand new things that will help us also in our life of faith and that can help us become better people. And yeah, also people who can live more for others and also who can understand you better and live closer to you. Thank you so much for all the brothers and sisters who are here tonight. We also pray for all the offline participants who aren't here, and we pray for everyone's families as well. And we want to invite you to be here with us and that you can speak through the speakers also tonight. Because we pray in all of our names, Jew. All right, so the first speaker tonight is Mr. Koji Matsuda. Oh, let's first go to the schedule, actually. So in addition to him, we have two other speakers. We have Alma Gaina and Cintia Cabral. So all of them are doing or active in YSP. We're also going to have some questions and answers and some activity as well, and a team meeting at the end. So remember to write your questions and comments into the chat that you have during the first speech. And before we start, let's do a short brainstorming on what kind of issues young people are facing in your environment or are caring about the most. So you will get a link in the chat. So please click on the link and share which issues do young people in your environment care about the most. So what kind of things do you think that young people in your environment care about the most? And we're going to be seeing the answers here. You can submit several answers as well. So feel free to type in, follow the link and type in some of the issues that people care about. Okay. Climate change, friends, unaffordable housing, money as well, mental health, war. So kind of social issues, but also, yeah, climate change. Climate change emerges as a big one. Equality, jobs, family, happiness, appearance, yeah, career. Climate change is still bulldozing all the other priorities. School and job, having fun, work-life balance, politics, unemployment, good values, traveling. Okay, appearance is getting more traction as well, rights. So quite a lot of social issues, but also relationships as well, and yeah, things related to their life like work and mental health. Discrimination, rights. Okay, great. Thanks for submitting those issues. Okay, so after this brainstorming, we are happy to invite up our first guest. So Mr. Koji Matsuda is currently the international president of the International Association of Youth and Students for Peace. So that's YASP. He's from Japan and he has degrees in educational psychology and a degree from UTS. He's launched and managed service projects and character education programs for youth in 12 countries. And he's the father of 4 children. So let's welcome him up and remember to write any questions and comments that you have during the speech.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Yeah, I'm so happy to meet all of you. I'm now in Japan and at 4 a.m. So it's not so easy for me to join this program. But just 2 days ago, I received this information from Bogdan. So I decided to join because I love young people in Europe. And last time I visited Berlin and I met many youth from Europe. And also I visited Kosovo this year. So my heart is connecting to Europe, especially this year. After the Corona, I visited just Europe country. So I felt God is guiding me to love more European youth. And as you know, there's a big issue in Japan because of the former prime minister was assassinated, and many second generation and young people are suffering because of mass media attack. So I came here to Japan and travel many churches to explain about the true mother's love toward youth and students in Japan, and also her heart toward second generation and young people of the world. And many second generation young people, after receiving this message, especially of true mother, and they felt true mother's love, and then they could have more strong faith. And I received several points, but I should give speech from Bogdan. So I want to share the screen and I want to express some points. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Yes. Yeah, last time I gave this presentation to European youth because I was asked to teach about the mission of true parents and the responsibility of youth for European youth. Maybe many of you who have already watched my presentation. If you didn't watch, maybe you can get the link from Bogdan and you can study and you can learn. I will not repeat the contents, but I wanna share some point based on Bogdan's question. First, what is True Mother's vision for the young people? And what is the idea behind the goal of raising young leaders? And third is how can young people develop their heart and mind to deal with issues in society? And fourth, what is IAOSP's purpose and vision? And how is IAOSP working? Okay, first, what is True Mother's vision for the young people? This is True Mother's message. When I was appointed as international president of ISP, she gave this message to me and Family Federation leaders. Our FFWPU leaders must use their last ounce of strength to ensure that young people become children who join the central ranks, which are centered on Heavenly Parent and true parents, and take the lead in achieving national restoration and world restoration, and become children who can receive blessing. So as you can see, a true mother wants second generation young people to become children who join the central ranks, which are centered on heavenly parent and true parents, and take the lead in achieving national restoration and world restoration. It means young people should go front to restore nation and restore the world. This is a true mother's expectation toward second generation youth, and become children who can receive blessing. The true mother wants all the second generation to receive blessing. One time when she visited Nagoya in Japan, she participated 40,000 people's rally, and she gave special speech. At that time, she was in the room to wait for her time to give speech. Then at that time, second generation young members, they did performance in front of people, and she was watching on the screen, and she saw each of the second generation face, and she asked one translator who is Women's Federation President, Mrs. Hori, and the Turumada asked, this person received blessing, this next person received blessing, and how about this person? She pointed each person's face and she asked this question. But translator, Mrs. Hori, she didn't prepare all the information of the second generation. And she said, sorry, I don't know. So she shared this testimony that and she felt true mother loves so much each of second generation, each of young people, whether this person received blessing or not. And how is this second generation situation? So I felt that true mother loves so much each of the second generation young people, and she has truly parents' heart toward all young people and second generation as her own children. This is the heart of true mother and true father also. And also true mother used several keywords to express about youth and second generation. She said bright diamond, pure water, dream tree, heavenly weapons to save the humanity, heroes, future, and hope, sunflowers. You are truly my children. You truly give my energy. Yeah, she said several times young people should become heroes to solve social problem and national issues and world issues. So when she used these words, heroes, she wants to see second generation young people to go front to solve the social issues and national issue and the world problem. So we need to have this kind of heart, how I can solve the problems of our society and nation and the world. Then you can get several ideas to start projects to solve these problems. This is what YSP are doing through especially Peace Designer program. So I hope you can join a Peace Designer program and you can start your own projects to solve the problem of your society and nation and world. This is a photo when I visited Berlin. I was so inspired by the program. And after I came back to Korea and Japan, I always shared my experience when I was in Berlin. And also, this is a message which True Mother gave before I went to Berlin. And she said, go to Europe and educate youth and support the region. And you need to teach the mission of true parents and essence of God's providence. So True Mother wants European youth to learn what is the mission of true parents and essence of God's providence. And True Mother said, true parents are only one couple. It is impossible to expand to the second and third generation. Mainstream is one. We need to teach second generation well and raise them as central figures for the future. Yeah, we need to think that I'm the central figure for the future. Yeah, even though your parents started God's providence in our family, but you need to think, I am the central figure to lead this providence in the future. And only true parents can solve the problem of Europe. Oh, this is a very important message. You can see many problems of the Europe, but we need to unite with true parents' heart and true parents' viewpoint and true parents' philosophy and idea. Then we can solve the problem. Even though you study and research in the university, but you cannot truly answer how to solve the problem of Europe because the answer will come from God, and answer will come from true parents who united completely with God, heavenly parents. All humanity have dreams to become children of heavenly parent. We need to teach the way. We need to teach and explain to the pastors of Christianity what Jesus wanted to fulfill while on earth. So these are the messages, especially to the mother wants European youth to learn. I'm sorry, this is Japanese, but recently I met True Mother 3 times, like personally, and she gave several messages, especially Japanese youth and second generation. I was assigned to lead 12 days workshop in Japan to raise young members to become church pastors. 20 church pastors were assigned after this 12 days workshop. Now we have 68 church districts. In that church district, 20 church district leaders were assigned. These 20 are second generation, and Jacob, second generation. So around 30 years and 40 years, many of the young people became church district pastors after this workshop. And the True Mother emphasized the importance to learn the central figures of Israel, and especially explained about to learn about Joshua and Caleb, and also David. These 3 persons, especially second generation, need to learn because they have a strong spirit to fight, and they have a strong spirit. God is working with me, and through victory, I want to testify God is alive. This kind of heart they have. So second generation young people need to learn their spirit and their heart. And that's True Mother's direction. And also, True Mother said We have truth, and we have heavenly parent. We have true parents. This is so precious for young people. So we need to have a thankful heart because we have heavenly parent and we have true parents. We have truth. And also True Mother said, prayer and sincere condition are very important for second generation to practice every day and learn the importance. And also we need to think and have a confidence. Always good spirits are with me, and spiritual world are working with me. So we need to have confidence. I am praying every day. I am doing sincere condition. That's why God is working with me. And also spiritual world are cooperating with me. So this point, second generation, young people need to learn, True Mother said. And also second generation can find future by uniting with True Mother. This is a True Mother message. So second generation need to unite with True Mother. Then you can find future. So every day, please think how I can unite with True Mother. And as Joshua and Caleb, second generation need to become strong, be strong and brave. And also, True Mother emphasized the importance of witnessing. So especially second generation need to focus how to witness second generation who didn't come to the church, our church. So please visit them and embrace them and love them and bring them back to church. This is the first mission second generation need to think. And also second mission is to witness young people and bring young people to come back from Satan's side to God's side. So these 2 points True Mother emphasize. Young people need to witness the second generation who have distance and first generation of young people. And please have more belief and unite with heaven. And please have more faith than David. This is a message from True Mother to educate second generation leaders in Japan. It means this is a message toward European young leaders also. And also this is a True Father's message toward the second generation in Japan. And the True Father said, it was 2010, oh, how many young people, such a pure heart do we have in the world? I want to raise and educate such a pure heart and the second generation. And I'm worrying about second generation who received bad influence from the satanic world. So I want to stay with this second generation more and more. I want to show my heart toward the second generation. And please protect second generation as a representative of heavenly parent and true parents. So I'm worrying about second generation young people. They are losing their time. And please or do your best and study more. And you can find future of hope. So please unite with me. This is a True Father's message before he passed away, just 2 years before he passed away. So he was worrying about second generation because second generation are receiving bad influence of Satan's world. So, and he knows many second generation are leaving from the church. So he was worrying about so much because true parents are thinking all second generation and the young people are their children. So we need to think about second generation's value because they are you are children of true parents, and through 6,000 years, heavenly parents have been waiting for the heavenly parents' children. Now, second generation were born without original sin, so it means heavenly parents want to embrace and love each of the second generation. So this is the heart of a heavenly parent heart and true parents. As I explained before, the mission of true parents. So basically, this time I don't explain all the contents. Yeah, this is important Jesus message. Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you really know me, you will know my Father as well. This is the mission of a Messiah. So through true parents, we can connect to heavenly parents. So true parents also have the same mission as Jesus. So it means true parents are the way and the truth and the life and love. True Father pointed out we need one more word, love. And no one comes to heavenly parent except through true parents. If you really know true parents, you will know heavenly parents as well. So this message, we need to think seriously, and we need to think what true parents' mission. No one comes to heavenly parents except through true parents. This is very important message if you think about the mission of true parents. Many people are believing other religion, but they cannot connect to heavenly parents, even though they have a strong belief of Christian, on Buddhism, or other religion. They cannot become children of heaven. They cannot become children of heavenly parents. And no one comes to heavenly parent except through true parents. So it means we can explain like this. The true parents have the mission to connect humanity to heavenly parent and forgive their original sins. No one comes to heavenly parents except through true parents. This is the first mission of true parents. And second, true parents model the way of true life and true love to become children of a heavenly parent and true parents. Through true parents, we can see the invisible heavenly parent. We cannot see invisible heavenly parent, but we can see a true parent's life course and true parent's words and true parent's heart through their activity and behavior. Then we can understand heavenly parent through true parents. Last time I explained each of this content. And true Father explained the mission of second generation like this. From now on, we need to mobilize second generation and lead first generation. After a 40 years wilderness course, Israel centered on the second generation and built a nation in Canaan. This is directly related to the second generation of our movement. So young people centered on second generation should take the lead and build God's nation. Because of this, I found this True Father's message. I felt the mission of second generation and the young people. Or we need to go front to build God's nation, like second generation of Israel. And also, True Father said, the only method for the development of the nation is through the education of youth and establishment of family ethics and values. Each nation have same problem and issue. It means education of youth, especially character education, and also establishment of family ethics and values. This point, we have values and we have education contents. So OSP have a education program, peace designer program, and character education. And also we have a divine principle to teach young people how to live and how to become good citizens, how to create ideal family. So, and also Family Federation have clear programs of blessing and educational program of family. So we have a strong weapon to teach young people and teach family. That's why we can restore nation if we can show our clear vision and education program for young people and many family. That's why when I visited San Tome, Principe, 3 years ago, we could restore nation because of our program, educational program of YSP and the educational program of Family Federation through blessing. Then many leaders were inspired by our programs. So True Father said that the most serious social problems are youth problems and family breakdown. So that's why YSP have a mission to solve a social problem of youth and also family breakdown. That's why we need a peace design program and the character educational program, and we need to teach the importance of blessing movement. And also Truman said in San Tome, the most important thing is working with youth. We need to train them to grow up and take responsibility. And Trumada established several organizations such as YSP, UPA, Top Gun Seminar, and the Choniru missionaries. Young people have like a Top Gun spirit to restore nations. That's Truman's expectation. And when Trumada inaugurated YSP, she said, you are the special forces of Choniru and brave warriors to attend true parents. So this was the first message when True Mother inaugurated YSP. So YSP members need to have a strong spirit as like a brave warriors to attend true parents, to restore nations, also to solve the social problems of the world. And YSP had a mission to raise young people to become leaders of family federation and also to receive blessing. And another responsibility is to raise young people to become providential organization, leaders of providential organizations such as UPF. And also as a YSP umbrella, we have 5 main missions. First is education to raise future leaders. And second, church activities. Through YSP, we also need to witness young people. And we, through YSP, we can bring young people. And then we need to connect to the Family Federation to understand more divine principle and also value of blessing to become children of Heavenly Parent. And the third point is the NGO activities. We are doing peace designer, peace project, synergy, Hyojin character education, youth forum, youth hope festival. As IAYSP, we are doing. And in Europe, you are especially doing peace designer program. Thank you for your leadership of Bogdan and YSP president to make a model program of peace designer. And the fourth is a business to raise young members to start business. And also we need a financial foundation of our movement and the culture, or especially we can develop our culture program to bring many young people through culture program. So these 5 missions, so we have YSP, and we need to think each of the mission how to develop.
Thank you, Mr. Matsuda. The time is up, but we have some time now for question and answer, so we want to make sure that there is enough time for this.
Okay.
So participants have been sending their questions or comments, so we have some chance now if you can stay to answer some of those. So thanks everyone for sending in your questions. The first question that we have is, I'm currently not involved in church activities because of a tight work and study schedule. I have a bad conscience and I feel distant to true mother because I feel she's disappointed in me. Do you have any advice?
Okay. Yeah, thank you for the question. Yeah, so you cannot participate in church activity because of your study and work. Yeah, I know your situation, and I can understand many young people and second generation have the same situation. And as I explained, True Mother has a lot of expectation toward youth and the second generation. So we need to think how we can unite with True Mother's heart. So I recommend you to study True Mother's autobiography. You can read, then you can understand her heart toward young people, especially chapter 7. There's a chapter 7. There are many message about True Mother toward youth and students. So you can read, and then you can unite her heart with her heart. Also through prayer, we need to think about true parents' heart and heavenly parents' heart every day, and through prayer, sincere devotion, and you can feel their heart toward me and toward the European situation, Ukraine situation, and many problems of the world. And then you can, even though you study, you can have a heart of Hyojon. How I can support every parent through my study and through my work. Then if you have this motivation and heart through your study, through your work, you can connect with every parent and true parents more and more. So your motivation of study and your motivation of the work connected to every parent and true parents through Hundokfe and through prayer. Then your spirit level will not go down. Through my study and through your work, my work, you can connect always to every parent, true parents. So this is my suggestion and advice.
Okay, thank you. Then the next question is, what is the relationship between CARP and YSP? How to combine CARP and YSP activities in my community?
Okay, thank you for your question. True Mother said clearly, CARP is a mind, YSP is body. We need to unite mind and body. This is a message when YSP president of Korea was assigned, and he is a CAP president and he is YSP president. He has both responsibility. And Turumada said clearly, mind, CAP is mind, and YSP is body. So the mind and body should be united. Only CAP cannot restore nation, but only YSP also cannot restore nation. So mind and body, if united, then we can do a lot of work, and we can restore our nations. That's Turumada's explanation. So it means the CAP is mainly more witnessing and raising future leaders of Family Federation, and YSP are doing like outreach activity and service projects, and to connect many other outside organizations and working with government as like a NGO. So yeah, CAP members already think how to lead YSP activities in your nation. So even though you are doing, CAP members are doing witnessing, but always think about how to develop YSP. And the CAP members also always join the YSP program and lead YSP programs. Then CAP members also have more confidence how to outreach and how to lead the community. And then YSP are doing these kind of outreach activities, but YSP also need to unite with CAP, because only YSP not so easy to witness young people. So YSP can bring outside young people. Then we need to think these outside young people explain about Family Federation and the CAP. Personally, I'm doing this kind of activity. Do you want to study more our philosophy and our idea? Then you can invite personally to CAP or Family Federation. Then outside young people can study more about divine principle and also about blessing. Then they can join Family Federation and CAP. They can become members of Family Federation, and also they can receive blessing. So we need this both education program. But maybe in many countries you don't have CAP, then it means you need to connect with Family Federation. So we need both sides, outside outreach activity, also internal education and witnessing. Okay.
Okay, thanks. We have time for one more quick question. What activities is the movement in Japan doing to bring back second generation? Do you have advice for us in Europe? If you can try to keep your answer to just a couple of minutes, that would be great. Thanks. So what activities is the movement doing in Japan to bring back second gen? Do you have advice for us in Europe?
Yeah, in Japan, Japanese leaders are focusing, especially Family Federation pastors are focusing to visit blessing families and meet second generations, those who didn't come to church. This is like a visiting pastoral work. They are focusing. Actually, around 50,000 second generations we have in Japan, but half of them didn't come to church. So it means around 30,000 second generation didn't come. So now church pastors are visiting each families and meet second generation. And also youth pastors and the youth leaders and the second generation who are coming to church, they also visit blessing family and meet second generation. So meet and talk and listen their problem and listen their needs. Then you can have a connection with their heart. Then you can invite some programs of YSP and our programs of the Family Federation. Then if you connect with their heart, then you can bring them back to our movement. But first, meet with them and visiting their house. That's a Japanese church activity. So maybe you can start this kind of activity in Europe and in your country. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Matsuda, for sharing with us and for waking up very early since you're on the other side of the world. We appreciate that you took the time. So thank you so much for joining us and sharing about YSP. So next we're going to be having two speakers, young speakers from YSP Europe, active in different countries. First, we're going to be hearing from Alma Gaina, who is part of IA YSP in the UK. She's the lead of the London chapter. She's also executive assistant to Mike Balcom, so an interesting person to be friends with these days. She's from Portugal, but born in Romania, and she has a degree in photography. Please welcome up.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, cool, because I can never know if my headphones are working or not. Hi, everyone. Interestingly enough, I'm actually gonna start my small sharing by talking about the recent trip that YSP UK has done to Kosovo. And it's actually related to one of the questions that were asked in the chat about the relationship between CARP and YSP. And I didn't know about how CARP is meant to be the mind and YSP is meant to be the body, but by seeing how CARP and YSP kind of collaborated and worked together in Kosovo, that makes a lot of sense. So we went to, a team of 4 from the UK went to the Kosovo to start up the Peace Club, Balkans Peace Club initiative, and to set up YSP both in Kosovo and Pristina, and kind of started in North Macedonia as well. We went to 2 universities. We started a 12-week program of peace designer training, which is going in progress. And from what I have seen on social media, it seems to be going great. And as a reflection from my trip in Kosovo and working in CARP, it was interesting to see how CARP really collaborated and gave a bit, they kind of used the divine principle in a few of the talks that we gave, because for the first or the second day, we were asked to go to a high school to, it's technically UBT, so University of Business and Technology, is half a high school, half a university. And we went to the high school area to give talk on why we abstain from, I think it was like drugs. Why do we lead a healthy life? So no drugs, no addictions, no anything. And we had quite a few CARP members that were coming from America to give talks. And I think from an overview, their talks were a lot more based on the divine principle than ours were. Ours were a bit more practical in terms of what we actually did with our time. And at the same time, I think as an overview of the trip, it was interesting to see how much hope and motivation could be seen in Kosovo and in North Macedonia, and in all the teenagers and all the youth that we encountered and we spoke to, and also all the excitement to see others wanting to make change, to change where they live. So yeah, I've been hearing a lot about peace lately from many sources, which made me think or start to consider what is peace, or how does peace start, or how do we attain peace? Not just, war stop and that's it, but actually a peaceful collaboration, or even things working properly. And I have started to think that peace doesn't come unless you are at peace yourself. Because similarly to, I don't know if you guys watched like Karate Kid back in 2010, when we like Will Smith's son. And it reminded me of, obviously, Dre's entire training scene, of how at first he was full of frustration, full of things going inside his head, chaos, just a lot of chaos, and trying to train and trying to achieve the ideal, I guess, level training to go to the tournament or the contest was very frustrating. It wasn't really happening. But throughout the movie, it transitioned from being chaotic to achieving a state of calmness. And that, unless you have that state of calmness where you can see and analyze, and instead of getting frustrated very easily, actually be okay, take a step back, accept, and try to move forward from what you're given, peace isn't really attained. If you're not at peace with yourself, how can you try to make peace with others, or make peace where you live, or make peace where you are, or in the world even? It's kind of as well through meditation. Or actually another thing that I remember is Harry Potter's one of the trials, when he was in the chamber full of keys. He had keys all over. To find that one key that fit into the hole, there needed to be calm. And to find the solution for a problem, if you're not at peace, if you're not calm, you can't see it. Because all you can see is all the other keys and all the other solutions, the thoughts that are basically creating dirt or like noise around you. And through all my thinking through this, I actually realized that peace is attained when hope is put into action. So hope not as being something static, but hope as being something active. And it's all great and good if you hope for a future, but if you sit on a sofa and do nothing all day, or if you sit on a chair in front of a TV, or sit in a chair, or even sit, I don't know, on a bus somewhere, you just hope for peace, but you never get up and you never do anything, peace will never be attained. So what do I mean through peace is attained when hope is put into action is we make choices, small choices every day, where we make a difference. So either I don't know, I heard once in a workshop that changing the toilet paper can lead to changing the world, because no one wants to change toilet paper, but everyone needs a new role, right? Or through inviting people to join activities, or through inviting people to join games, or through interacting with people that you see on the street, or just making small changes every day in what you do. And I think that's why YSB is something that I got recently more involved with, because YSB is here to empower youth, to empower leadership, to train, to make things happen, to spread all that hope, which is contagious, because hope put into action kind of falls like a domino. You start one project that leads to another project, that leads to another project. And through each domino that falls down, you can change the world like a butterfly effect. It's not just you do one thing and you stop. You have to continue working at it. That's why it's hope put into action. It's not just sitting down and hoping things go better. And yeah, hope is contagious. And I actually wrote some notes down. I didn't really have much, but I wrote, hope is contagious and spreads like a rumor. When properly engaged with, it creates motivation and strength and empowerment. And that's what leads to peace. Yeah, I don't know if it was 15 minutes, but that's all I have to share from my experience with YSB.
Thank you so much, Alma, for sharing with us. Next, we're going to be having another speaker who is also active in YSB, but in France. She's been active with YSB France since 2019. She's 22 years old and from Portugal, and she's been studying literature and languages in Sorbonne. So please welcome up Cintia.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. Can I just have like 1 minute, please? Like the PowerPoint and stuff like that.
Yes, 2 people from Portugal tonight.
Portugal.
Powerful. Yeah, you look like you're on fire.
I am actually.
I did.
That's good, right?
That
That,
was quite a surprise to see you come on like that.
yeah, true. I do all colors.
You do all colors.
Yeah. Just
Nice.
wait a minute, please. Mm,
You know, Cynthia has friends that are ministers of education in African countries and so on. She has a lot, like the peace flag, all colors. Okay, we are ready when you are, Cynthia.
yes, just wait a little bit, please.
While we're waiting, I can actually give the full introduction of Cintia, for which we didn't have the time. So just let me know when you're ready. And
Okay.
and I read it. Okay, so her full degree is her bachelor degree is in languages, literature, and foreign civilization in English and Spanish. So we have another person speaking several languages, in addition to Mr. Matsuda. And she's currently doing a master's degree in language, literature, and societies of the Anglophone world at the University of Sorbonne Nouvelle. And she's been living in France for 10 years.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for the introduction. I think I'm ready now. Okay, I can do it. Okay, can you see my screen?
Hey, here we go. Yes. It's
Okay.
loading. Some sign of life.
Okay.
Here we go. It's working.
Okay, and then this part. Okay. Can you see it in big screen? Yeah. Okay. So hi everyone, my name is Cintia. I am from Portugal, as you know. I don't think I need to introduce myself anymore. But yeah, I'm very thankful for being here, and thank you everyone for being here also. I hope you got inspired by the 2 first speeches. And yeah, so at the beginning, like in 2020, that's where I started to do a lot of things for the movement, whether it was like for the UPF, Women's Federation, or also the movement, the Family Federation. It was like, I don't know, being MC for a lot of activities, and also volunteering. And so I was really, really participating in a lot of stuff because at that time I had time. And when I look back, I was just like, wow, I was doing a lot of things. But yeah, I was very curious to know how it worked to be like part of many activities. And because I always had this goal of really try to compete with myself. So yeah, I'm very curious. I like to try new things. I like to travel. I like to speak to new people. I don't like to be like, oh, okay, like I feel this way. No, I just like to try out new things. And so that's what I did at that time. And so from 2020 to until now, that's what I did. But like I'm the secretary of YSP since 2019, and this was the first year that I really engaged myself in doing YSP activities. Even though before I participated and organized, this was really the first year that I really did a lot of things. And so I think that all of those activities really allowed me to improve my skills in every single, like in a lot of areas. And what I would suggest for you to do is, if you are thinking of being part of YSP, is to ask yourself first, what do you want? Like, that's the basic question, but sometimes we don't really ask ourselves what we really want. You might think, oh, what does True Mother want? What does God want? What does, yeah, but like, what do you want? Like, what do you think you can do? And even though you think you cannot do anything, that's wrong. You can do something. Everyone has something to improve. Everyone has a gift. And I really think that being part of all of those activities really showed me that. And also, what do you like? What do you like to do? I'm sure at least you like something. And what would you like to improve, right? That's really important. So for me, it was mostly like culture, arts, music. And when it comes to YSP, I was really interested, in posting on social media, try out new things like doing some flyers. And yeah. So one thing, like one story, like not one story, like something that I want to share is that I've always thought of working in journalism. And so I feel like every single activity that I've done in the past 2 years and even before really helped me to do certain things like this, because I was an anchor woman during a singer contest at the beginning of this year. And I always said I want to work in journalism. I always I always say that. And my mother always told me that when you say something, that's going to happen. So if you keep saying like something that can really help it to happen. So this is what happened. Like at the beginning of the year, a friend of mine, who's the guy on the right, he was just like, "Oh, Cintia, you wanted to do something in journalism. Okay, so I have this singing contest and it's going to be broadcasted on TV. Are you interested?" And I was like, yes, at the beginning, because I accepted everything. But then I was like, what? What did I just do? Like, I have no experience in this. I don't know anything. I've never done something like that. How will it be? And so I tried it and everything was fine. Like what I had to do is that I was like in another room with the singers and I had to ask them questions and ask how they were feeling and stuff like that. And it was sort of comfort zone for them because they had just like been out and sang for millions of people and or maybe thousands, I don't know. But they were very stressed and I was there to calm them down and stuff like that. And so it was a great experience for me and it was stressful for me, for them. And I don't think it was like about me because it was their moment and I was supposed to be there to really help them. And so, yeah, I really am grateful of all of the activities that I've done in the past, such as being like MC for YSP events or other events, because it really helped me to improve my oral skills. Also, there was like a campus life week because like I'm a student. And so at the beginning of the year, I spoke about YSP at my university and they were like, oh, that's really interesting. Like, that's a great association. Why wouldn't you like participate in the campus life week and show us your association and stuff like that. And so for like 2 days, I was alone, like showing, I don't know, like promoting YSP with some flyers and with the t-shirt and stuff like that. And so it was actually difficult because I was by myself, but it had great results because people were very interested in it. And also at the end, one of the organizers who encouraged me to participate in it, she said that there was like a group, like a platform that shows future students or high school students what university looks like, and that they wanted to do a vlog at my university and they needed someone to be part of that vlog. And so that they thought about me. and I was like, oh, that's a great opportunity, because like if I participate in the video, maybe I will speak about YSP, I don't know, like, okay. Then I accepted it, and after accepting it, I was just like, what did I do? I have no experience in this. Like, I like to speak and stuff like that, but like doing videos, like vlogging and showing my university, I don't even know much about my university. But at the end, everything went fine. And so we did the video, they posted it, like, and I was really impressed by what I could do, and on how much, like, taking, I don't know how to say, like, competing with yourself. Like sometimes you doubt yourself too much. You think, oh, I cannot do this, because what are people going to think of me? But at the end, like, everything went fine, and I proven myself that I could do better, and always being aware that this is not about me. This is about the message that I spread. What are you spreading as a message? What are you telling to others? And how are you conveying this message? So that's the most important part. So I think that's something very important when it comes to becoming a peace hero, if I must say that way. Also, like, when there was like the ILC, the International Leadership Conference in Korea, I had the opportunity to meet like the minister, one of the ministers of Cape Verde. So my father is from Cape Verde, so I was very glad to see someone that had like the same origins as I, and so we could speak. And I also saw a lot of activities that were going to be made for Africa, and that's something that is really important for me, like Africa and the history of the continent and of its people and the diaspora. And so even though I went there as a Portuguese English interpreter, I still had the chance to meet the YSP team of Europe, Korea, and also Latin America. And it was a great experience. And right now we're planning on doing some activities with Sensad, which is the community of Saharan. Yeah, it's like composed of 25 Northern African countries. And one of the projects that they're thinking of doing with YSP is the Great Greenwald Project. So it's not because like someone is forcing me to, or because I feel like, oh, True Mother is saying this and this and that, but it's because I feel like it's something that I want to be part of because I love it, and I want also to help those that are in need. And yeah. So another example of that was the Pan-African Cultural Day, which was a great day for exposing more of the African culture. So there were a lot of paintings that were made actually by second gens. There were like jewelry, cosmetics, books, of everything, and food. And so these are just some examples to show you how you can make everything just like by being passionate about something, and you can have help from other people in YSP. It's not just about, oh, how are people going to see me, or if I'm going to fail, like this and this will happen. No, it's not like about you. It's like about the heart that you put in the activities that you make. And that's the most important thing. And so everyone in the activity was really, really happy at the end. So my conclusion is just like, be curious, okay? Just try your best, try, and don't underestimate your abilities, because you have much more to offer than what you think. And yeah, just try to love yourself, to find peace within yourself before engaging in those activities, because what you will feel inside will also have an impact on what you will make afterwards. So yeah, thank you very much. If you have any questions, not hesitate.
Okay, thank you so much, Cintia, for sharing.
Thank you.
And yeah, thanks to both of you, Alma and Cintia, for sharing your personal experiences. It's always interesting to hear what everyone is going through, and sometimes we might know each other, but not necessarily know exactly what the other person is experiencing or going through. So it's very interesting to hear from both of you. So we're actually not going to have time for a question and answer now. So we will go straight into an activity, and this is going to be presented by Bogdan. Thank you again so much, Alma and Cintia, for joining us. And yeah, feel free to stay until the end of the program or whatever part you wish.
Actually, I'm wondering now if there are some questions for Alma and Cintia. I'll give away some of the time of that activity for that. So.
Okay, sure. Well,
is there anything?
your spontaneous questions into the chat box, or just unmute yourself?
I think we're not so many people, so it's even unmuting yourself is fine.
I have an answer if that helps. I kind of would like to comment on the first question that was asked at the start, because I think it's important to remember that true mother is also a parent. She has a mother's heart. And although we might distance ourselves because of work, because of school, because of the responsibilities that we have, and we might not be able to be as engaged, that doesn't mean that she doesn't care for us anymore, or she doesn't want us to come back or do anything. And at the same time, it doesn't mean that you can't still do something for her, because it's like you can still be your best version. You can still be somebody who can be an example for others. You can still live for the sake of others, or still do positive things in the world. And ultimately, that is what I think True Mother wants, is to be an example that we are God's children and God is alive and we're still here for him, and just showing that God is still there through who we are and what we do. And I think there was a story that I heard at the workshop where no matter what you do as a child, if you are to come back after years of being or having left, and even shame or whatever, the parents will always accept you because they love you no matter what. And of course, there might still be hurt, or there might still be shame or whatever, but it doesn't mean that you can't do something to come back. And maybe you don't have time now, but it doesn't mean you won't have time in the future either. So.
Thank you, Alma. Let's see whether there are also some. Are there some more questions to Alma and Cynthia's talk? No, nothing coming. Okay, so yeah, thank you again, Alma and Cintia, for these talks. And what I really value about, or what we're trying to do in the Foundations course, is actually to have, these very different perspectives and different people sharing their stories and experiences, because God is such a multifaceted being, and our journeys are so multifaceted. And by listening to these different stories, I think you can find your own, or actually now listening to Cintia, listening to Alma, and to Mr. President Koji Matsuda-san, was also actually I found really helpful for me. One comment is, maybe some of you don't know about what the Great Green Wall Project is. I'm mentioning it to put it into context. It's actually, you probably know the Sahara is growing, and actually True Mother mentioned this in one of the Rally of Hope speeches, right? She actually didn't mention the Sahara, but the desert of Gobi, and said, okay, let's plant trees to stop the desert Gobi growing. And is China really taking responsibility for that as a country? So she was also challenging China in that speech. It was very interesting that after True Mother went to Niger and gave the blessing there, the president of Niger received the blessing himself, came to Korea, and then felt, I want this movement to educate the young people in my country and in these 20 other countries of the censored region, where I'm now the head of this League of Nations, or this Union of Nations. And I want Mother Moon's movement to educate our young people here, and that we together build that Great Green Wall. That's already an older African initiative, but let's work together with Mother Moon to realize this initiative finally. And so, yeah, that's the sort of heart I feel True Mother has. I guess you all read the starting point of the autobiography, or you all read True Mother's autobiography, right? And what is the first chapter about? It starts with this letter to God, right? And what is then? What is the next part? She remembers father, right? That's the next thing. And then number 3, so she writes a letter to God, she remembers father. And the third thing that is in there, she tells the stories of some peace heroes, of those people that received the Sanhak Peace Prize, right? And in a sense, the heart or the spirit of our True Mother is also really, okay, you know, the second generation, the young people in our movement, they are God's blessing to the world. They are God's gift wrapped up to really create a new culture, a new way of living together, a new way of being together in our society. And they're my gift to the world, and I want them to rise. And I'm reading True Mother's speeches every day, and she says to young people, she always says, be healthy, grow up well, stay in the realm of my love, especially at the founding of Cranes Club. That's also to the person, you know, who said, I'm now focusing on studies and university. Stay in the realm. I want to create a space. I want to create a realm where each and every one has space, no matter whether you're focusing on your career, whether you're focusing mission, whether you're focusing on family, whatever. I want to create that sort of space where everyone can be in the realm of True Mother's heart, in my heart. And I want all of you to rise wherever you are, as those people making a profound and deeper and ever deeper difference. So now the activity before the team meeting for you is, I think we get a lot of energy, and Cintia mentioned this. If we go to places, if we go to people and places that are in need, that's where God wants to be, right? That's one of the main points also that Jesus said. Yeah, where can you find God? If you go to people that are in need. And as we're living in a very special time, because actually the whole world came together as a global community and defined certain needs that our planet has, that needs that the people on our planet have. And we're saying, yeah, let's work on these 17 goals together. They're called the Sustainable Development Goals. And they're in a sense a joint global list of things that we want to achieve as humanity together. And True Mother, God wants us to play a central role in achieving one or all of them. So I will now share with you the slide of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We'll put some music in the background, or no, you can turn up your music yourself in your homes. That's fine if you want, and you have the chance to look at these goals, reflect on them. They're very broad, and think, okay, what of these things am I drawn to? What of these things, these issues that do not only concern me, but they're actually concerning all of humanity? Where in which of these goals do I feel something that I might be called to make a difference there? And so let me bring them up for you. Here they are. And I will read them out to you, and then you can because this is also what we do after some general introduction with the into peace and the peace designer training. So the first one is no poverty, and there's a lot about poverty you can read up. Second one is zero hunger, good health and well-being. There is physical health and mental health included, quality education, gender equality. These are identified by experts from all around the world as key issues that we as humanity need to tackle to move forward. Big one is clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy. Now in Europe, we are feeling this stronger than ever before. Decent work and economic growth, being now of the last half year more often in Balkans. There's a huge issue for people there, and actually a lot of people want to leave the region because this number 8 is lacking. Industry, innovation, infrastructure, the reduction of inequalities overall, sustainable cities and communities. Whatever city on the world you're traveling to, you will have a traffic jam. So that's a real, as our cities are growing, there's a real challenge. Responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on water, peace, justice, and strong institutions, and global partnerships. So take a piece of paper out and maybe start with that question is, where do I want to make a difference, that we heard from Cintia, with one of those sustainable development goals in mind. I'll give you five minutes for that. Or let's say, yeah, 5 minutes is fine. Can you see everything? Does this work okay? Or maybe you're realizing actually that one of the things that you are already interested in or you are already involved in is actually part of not something just personal, but something of a, bigger global action or global need. If you Google the individual goals, you can also read a bit more up. They all have sub-items and sub-points. To learn a bit more what these leaders leaders in the world and responsible people think are really the relevant things, the primary challenges that we are dealing with and focusing on. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, and for me, it was a great journey to find my SDG that I'm focusing on. I'm now all about quality education, and it's kind of seeing my passion in the context, or anyway, maybe it was not the thing I originally thought I would be doing, but seeing my passion in the context of what the world really needs, and step by step, year by year, stage by stage in my life, getting closer to the thing that I really want and the one point, and at the same time is really needed, and that God really wants me to do. Sometimes God is also throwing us up into another sphere, but I think year by year, we have the chance to go deeper and connect these different points, and it's a good journey we're on. And so I encourage you to be onto that, because and I pray that you have someone who believes in you, and if you don't have anyone, let's call me and I will believe in you there if there is anything to do in that area. I remember starting point, that's my first project was when I was 11 years old, and I realized, I absolutely need to do this, and I started working on it. It was after I had an experience with God, and I thought, okay, I need to create a 100K book for children. It was very, very interesting. And then actually my parents believed in me, and this made such a difference, Now looking back at it, it's really cute, what I did back then. But it's sort of, So please reach out if you need someone that believes in you and your crazy project. So that's what ISP is also here for. With that, back to you, Sonia.
Thanks, Bogdan. I hope your phone's not going to be ringing too much tonight as you drive to Italy with people who need others to believe in themselves. Let's also encourage each other so that Bogdan doesn't have to take too much of the burden, and we can also encourage each other as well. I hope that was an interesting activity for you. And a lot of times it can be, it's, as Bogdan was saying, it's kind of belief in oneself, or if someone else believes in you, makes a huge difference. So it can be useful to think about those things that you can contribute to, and finding ways to do that. Okay, so next we're going to be having a team meeting, and you can share about maybe some of your thoughts about today and about the activity that you just done. We also have some other questions. You could share about the highlight from the talks, and also some of the questions that Cintia was mentioning that were moving for her. What do you like? What do you want? What do you want to improve? In the end, the things that we want to contribute to the world should also reflect our own interests and abilities. So asking these questions in that is relevant. So have good team meetings, and we'll see each other back here in 25 minutes.
Sorry, I made a mistake with breakout rooms. Just a sec.
Yeah, I think this is a random assignment, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just have to wait for it to end.
Mm-hmm. Good to see you, Christian. Good to see you, Gabriel. Hi, looking fresh. Also, Vera, of course, also very good to see you. Hey, she smiles. Very nice.
I'll see you on Sunday, no? You're coming to Italy.
Yeah, I see you. We're now starting. We're driving to Bergamo.
Ah, good.
Yeah, we're leaving tonight.
You're staying in Milan, no? Or you're staying here?
Bergamo.
Ah,
Yeah, young ambassador for peace, who is
Oh, cool.
not so young anymore. She was young back then when we worked together. And she has a house in Bergamo, and we can stay in her house.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Ah, I live in Bergamo, actually. So I
Oh,
was,
nice. So maybe see you tomorrow.
yeah.
We're just going to reassign. There was a small mistake in doing the breakout room, so we're just going to be reassigning, and please rejoin. And safe travels to Bogdan and Yoshiko and family driving through the night.
Thank you. Oh, room 2 is only one person.
Maybe move to room 3. There seems
You
to
can
be
put me there
4 or
as
5.
well. You can put me there as well because I should be in number 6. I'm an offliner, so you can put me wherever you want.
Okay, then I'll put you.
Oh, not someone joined room 2. It's just Katarina and Dongsan. Yeah.
Is there going to be a team leaders meeting tonight? I guess not, right? Because you guys will be off.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for your persistence.
Thanks for your emceeing.
So you mean with Cynthia? Yeah, sorry.
No. It was It was good. It was good. It was fine. It was. It's good you jumped in.
Yeah.
I
You had a
don't,
quick thinking.
sorry, I don't I don't know, I didn't know how to use this. I didn't test it out, but I put them for 9 minutes or so, 10 minutes. So it's quite short. It's
For
gonna
the breakout rooms.
Yeah, I cannot change it, the settings.
Okay, maybe write to them that you're sorry for that. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's okay that we close then.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone, from your team discussions. Nice way to spend a Friday to chat about things and yeah, share your thoughts. Okay, so next we're going to be concluding and also talking about homework. So remember there was some weeks ago a homework to write to your mother. So yeah, if you haven't done so, please do that before the end. And already this foundations course is coming towards an end. Next week is going to be the last session. So please do that before. You can send it per email, so it's very easy. And yeah, just write down your thoughts. It doesn't need to be something very fancy or according to an idea of what a your mother letter should be like, but just something that you feel comes from your heart. Okay, so remember that. And our next homework is going to be to prepare another team video. Your last team videos were really great, and there's going to be another one, which is about a skit as a team. If you were taking part in foundations last year, it's going to be something similar. Anyway, we'll be explaining it more in the next session, but you can already start to think about it. So those are the homeworks for next week, Friday. And another reminder for Hundoke, this is going to be every morning at 6:30 a.m. Again, just 1 week left to take part. And a fashion show, well, I guess so, yeah. Why not? You can have a fashion show. So yeah, so if you're not convinced yet by the Hundoke, then we also have a small testimonial about Hundoke from me. This quote and the testimonial. The Hundoke has been very helpful for me to get into a better daily rhythm. I've really enjoyed discussing the texts together with others and hearing others' views, which gave me a new perspective. So I hope that you're really convinced with this quote from myself. about the daily 100K. Okay, so next session is going to be another carp evening. So yeah, this is again another chance to bring a friend to the evening. The carp topic is going to be existence of the spiritual world. And it's going to be given in a way that's approachable to somebody who's not previously familiar with the teachings of the principle. So that's on Tuesday evening, and welcome there with your friends. So that's it again for tonight. The link of the carp talk is going to be the same as the foundation's link. So that's the same link every Tuesday and every Friday, unless you mean the recording of previous last carp talks, and those are available also on the classroom, the Google Classroom, and perhaps also by email. Is there already a poster that I can share with guests? There is going to be a poster that you can share with guests, and that's also going to come by email or on the Google Classroom, which is the place to be. Are there any other questions? You're welcome. Or through your team leaders as well, yeah. Okay, well, if there are no other questions, then I'll see you tomorrow morning in 100K or next Tuesday in the Carp Talk. Okay, thank you everyone so much for joining, and yeah, have really enjoyable weekends. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.